Welcome back, everybody. We're here to pull cards for January the 31st. I am pulling one card for overall energy, and then we'll jump into each sign's energy. And actually, as I was shuffling after I hit start on the record during the 3, 2, 1 countdown part of things, this, what is it? That's the Two of Rods actually jumped out of the deck while I started to shuffle. So that's our overall energy. Two of Rods has to do with this idea of having decisions in front of us, or at least one decision, where we have more than one good option. Whatever we choose is going to be just fine. The tough part of this really is just figuring out what are we going to let go of so that we can put energy and efforts and focus that into something else. That's the hard part of this decision. Okay, but whatever we choose is going to be good. There are no bad options here. So always a good problem to have as far as I'm concerned. Let's see how this plays out for everybody. Aries. Tower card showing up in reverse. I like it. Oh, goodness, I like it. That's powerful, good energy. So this talks about, the idea that you're recovering from something where some type of security and stability, or something that gave you a sense of security and stability at least, was suddenly and unexpectedly removed from your experience. All right, so that's in the past. What we have now is that you have found something to replace whatever was giving you that sense of security and stability. And you have multiple choices here. So say, for instance, what happened was you lost a position or a job somewhere. Okay, let's say that's just my for instance. Then this talks about the idea of now you have options. You have multiple choices of what type of job you would like to take to replace that old one, which actually has better potentials for you than the old one did. You'd outgrown the old one anyway. So that's just an example. Like, for instance, if you had lost a job in the past and you're replacing that, this says you've got multiple choices here. Okay, and they're all good choices. All right, so this can be about anything that we've lost that made us feel secure, or safe in the world. And this talks about, there's multiple ways to replace that. We get to make that choice today. So good for you, Aries. We like a spread like that. Now, Taurus, 2 2s. Definitely a day for balance. I'm going to say that right off the bat. Also a day for kind of setting some foundations, maybe even setting some boundaries, because 2 and 2, that comes down to a 4 if we look at numerology. With this 2 of Cups coming up in reverse, this really talks about the idea that there's something in our lives that we are not as fascinated by as we used to be. And in fact, now we could kind of take it or leave it. All right. And so what's interesting here is we have some choices in front of us. And I think that our choices have to do with how are we going to move forward with this situation? What's the best way to handle it? What is the way that we choose to handle it? What way will make us happy? So we've got several good options about moving forward with this, whether we're going to improve this situation, whether we're going to walk away from the situation, there may be other options as well. And today we're choosing. Gemini. Empress showing up in reverse, Geminis. Okay, so Gemini, here's the thing. I'm leaning almost out of the picture. Let me lean the other way. So Gemini, here's the thing. When the Empress comes up in reverse, you have been focused on manifesting something in your life. We all are. We're all focused on manifesting something in our life all the time. We manifest with our thoughts. With that Empress in reverse, it tells me that you've been manifesting those things that you're anxious about or you're fearful around. Those things that you really don't want in your life is what you have been manifesting. With that 2 of Wands and the overall energy, this is Spirit kind of reminding you, you have a choice. You have a choice about how you think about things. You have a choice about how you look at things. You have a choice at, what you expect or what you hope for. You have a choice to think about what you expect or what you hope for, rather than to worry about those things that you don't want. And so this is Spirit just letting you know, you have a choice. There are a lot of good thoughts that you could think out there that would bring your vibration up, that would help you manifest those things that you want. It's so many good thoughts out there that you get to choose which one you want to go with so that you can make improvements. So this is Spirit just kind of reminding you, be aware. What are you actually thinking? You've got this. All right, who was that? That was Gemini. Next up, we're looking at Cancers. Okay, Cancers, we're showing up here with you as the Lovers in reverse. Boop ba da doo doo. Boop ba da doo doo. Very similar to, who was this before that got the Two of Cups? Very similar to our Taurus reading. This really says there's somebody that you're not really getting along with. You're having a hard time being on the same page with them. This can be an employer, an employee, a good friend, a family member. This really can be anybody that you consider yourself sort of partnered up together with in one way or another. You have some type of agreement to work on something together. So not really finding it easy to be on the same page with this person or with this organization. And with that overall energy, you've got some choices about, what am I going to do to improve this situation? There are multiple ways to improve the situation. It's just a matter of do that rather than soak in this, oh, we can't get along energy. It's time to start looking for those solutions and start taking action on at least one of those solutions to move you forward. Yep, that was Cancer. Next up, we're looking at Leo. Leo. Nine of Cups coming up in reverse. Man, I think we're all getting this reminder or this wake-up call today. Nine of Cups in reverse basically talks about this idea that we are focusing on things that don't bring us satisfaction, that don't bring us happiness. And Spirit is reminding us, hey, what are you thinking about? You have so many other things that are much more positive to think about. Let's think about those. This seems to be a capital letter day for our manifestation as far as Spirit's concerned, because so far, I think 3 out of 5 signs have basically got the same message here. Focus on those good things. There's lots of great things to think about to manifest something better in our lives. But we're kind of hitting the fail. We're taking the L on what we're manifesting today because we're focusing on those things that we're anxious about or that we're afraid of or that we're worried about. We want to focus on the good things. Okay? All right, so that's for Leo. Let's see if we have a different message for Virgo or not. Judgment card in reverse. It's a little different, I guess. Okay, so Judgment in reverse basically says you have an opportunity to become involved in something that you used to be involved in before. You used to invest your energy or your effort into it. Now you are recognizing that you have better things to invest your energy or your effort in whenever this new opportunity comes up to get re-involved or re-entangled in those things you were entangled in before. So I think with this Two of Wands, not only do you have something better to be involved in, I think you have a lot of better things to be involved in. Like so many, you have to choose what's the better thing to be involved in. Virgos, I'm going to tell you, for some of you, this is really an activity or a relationship. But for others of you, this is a thought pattern. This is where Spirit's basically saying you've been really good about focusing on the positive things and manifesting those good things. You have this temptation. Maybe there's a person that every time this person comes around, you're really tempted to focus on the negative and go to the dark side, shall we say. And this is basically saying, you have so many other choices and you are deciding, you know what? No, I'm not going to go to the dark side. Maybe you're not going to hang out with that person that's pretty much always on the dark side, but you're deciding, I'm not going to go to the dark side. So even if you're hanging out with this person, you're not going to that dark side in your thoughts. All right. And this is Spirit saying, you're recognizing I have better opportunities around me than those things from the past, whether it's a thought process or whether it's activity, relationship, whatever. And you are not picking up that thing from the past that is no longer appropriate for you now. Good job. Good job, Virgos. It pays to be grounded, doesn't it? Next up, Libra. King of Cups coming up in reverse. This is interesting. I think we're back to our main theme. We have a theme today. I guess I should just do one video for every single sign and say it applies to all of y'all. King of Cups in reverse talks about this idea of feeling unhappy, unsatisfied, possibly impatient, maybe even angry. This can talk about even manifesting those emotions as passive-aggressive behavior, manipulative behavior. But when you look at the root of whatever this behavior is that's coming off of you, it's coming out because you're not very happy about something. Okay? You're probably very unhappy about something to have my King of Cups show up in reverse. All right? Now, we have that juxtaposition, though, with the Two of Wands, which means we have a good choice to make. We have multiple things that are good for us that we could choose. Okay, so that's really, that's an interesting contradiction to our King of Cups in reverse. This is basically Spirit's way of saying, hey, hello, let's think about the good things. Let's not get stuck and marinate ourselves in these angry thoughts or these impatient thoughts or whatever. Let's not get stuck in that negative stuff. There are so many good things that you could choose to think about out there. If you want to turn this around so you're not in the same funky spot tomorrow or a couple hours from now, choose something good to think about. There's a zillion and one things. Choose something good to think about. All right, let's see if Scorpio gets anything different, right? Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. Justice card showing up for Scorpios. All right. So Scorpios, we do have a decision to make today, and this is a decision that is going to have long-lasting effects, not only for ourselves, but also for other people in our sphere of influence. And it looks to me like, I don't feel like this is a court decision just because of that Two of Wands being in the overall energy. Usually a court decision, there's not a whole lot of different options. But I do think it's something that is impactful on our lives still. And so basically with that Two of Wands, I think that there's this decision that we're making. We're trying to make it as fair as possible. We want it to benefit as many people as we possibly can. And it looks like there's different ways to do that. There's different ways to look at this situation and different answers for how we can make this decision that is going to work out well. So we have some nice choices in front of us about how to work this. That's really good. Okay. We got a little bit away from the main theme. Let's see about Sagittarius. Hermit card showing up for Sagittarius. Okay, so Sagittarius with the Hermit card, this tells me that you are taking some time today to stop and think things over and figure out, what are my priorities? What direction do I want to go? You have some good options in front of you. You have some good choices in front of you. And you're really looking at, what's the best one for me? All of these are good, but what is the one that is most appropriate for me, that fits my bill, that does what I need it to do, that helps me to reach my goals, my desires, my needs? So you're taking some time out to figure that out. Good for you. Capricorn. Ace of Rods showing up in reverse. Capricorn, you have some good things to choose from in front of you, but you don't have a whole lot of energy today. Maybe there's a lot of different options about things that you could do for recreation or to revitalize yourself. Maybe there's a lot of different options about things that you want to do with your business or with your company. Maybe there's a lot of different options about things that you could do with your family or the people that you care about. Wherever all these decisions, all these options are falling, really is kind of irrelevant with that Ace of Rods showing up here, because it basically says, I don't have the energy to follow through on these options. This talks about the idea of, maybe I've been burning the candle at both ends for too long and now I'm just sleeping the day away. Could be. Or it talks about, I just don't feel good. Maybe there's something going on health-wise. Maybe you've got, food poisoning or the bug or something like that. So, and I'm not speaking that over you. I'm just saying that's one of those things that shows up with this card in these readings. Now, we all have free will. You don't have to receive it just because it shows up on the table. But that's what I have showing up on the table. Free will can change those things, though. All right, next up, we're looking at Aquarius. Okay, so Aquarius, you guys have the Sun card showing up here, along with the Two of Wands. I really, really like this. This is such a nice spread. This is very refreshing, especially for today, if you've listened to some of the other signs today. So, Two of Rods, big decisions about positive options. Every option in front of you is positive. Okay, with the Sun showing up, this is saying that these decisions have to do with the idea of doing something that makes you feel good, that makes you feel productive, that is happiness making, where people are not looking over your shoulder, all of that kind of good stuff. And so I think you have some choices today about what you want to do that have that kind of really good, positive, productive, happiness making energy. Good for you. That's Aquarius. If you guys are hearing noise upstairs, it's the dog and the little one doing their thing. The little one likes to get the dog to chase him, and then he likes to scream whenever the dog catches him. So if you guys are picking up on that on the mic, I apologize. Yeah. But they're right upstairs, and there's not much I can do about that kind of noise. All right, so let's see here. Who was that? That was who? That was Aquarius. Next up, we're looking at Pisces. So Pisces, 9 of Pentacles. Pisces, this really talks about the idea of feeling satisfied, happy, self-sufficient, independent, and having some choices about what to do to maintain that feeling or to get that feeling for yourself. So you're probably working on something that is very much a solo type project or activity today, and you've got choices about which one you want to work on. There are multiple to choose from. They're all positive. They're all good for you. Whatever you pick is going to be just fine. So we like it. We like that. That's a nice read for you. All right, so thank you guys very much for being with me today. I do appreciate all you guys' support. Remember to put a thumbs up on the video. Also share it with others who may benefit from it as well. And of course, I love to read your comments. I'm going to be reading for some of you privately later on today, and the rest of you I'll see back on the next video. Peace out.